Okay, that's still the 15th of October, and this is the beginning of a initial assessment, and I don't know what we call it. I guess we'll call it Fixing the Place Up Project on behalf of Becky and Tim Kent, the new owners of the Glenn and Linda Davis residence. You can see I've been kind of keeping the yard mowed this summer. Anyway, obviously the front deck is toast. Obviously. So this is a walk around. This is the first walk around of the place to see the obvious things that have to be done. Can't get out of it. Now that porch. The porch there for the sliding doors on the side of the house. It's toast also. We'll make sure we look at the foundation while we're walking around here. The soffit and the eaves, at least on this side of the house, are toast. I'm sure there's a gazillion wasps up there just waiting to come out and sting me like they did a few weeks ago. We were over here trying to do this when it was still warmer. Anyway, okay, so obviously the front deck and the side porch has to be done. And the soffits and the eaves on this side of the house, like I said. Now, so far those cinder blocks look pretty good, considering. Obviously the exterior needs some tender loving care. I went around and checked all these windows when I first got here, to see which ones that I could gain access through. I took the old screens off so I could push the windows. Now the west end of the foundation doesn't look too bad either. Nor does the west soffits and eaves. They look okay. So, I mean, considering the condition of the rest of the house. I'm just putting these screens back on while we're talking. Well, that's a piece of cement board. I see one little crack right there running through where the mortar is, where two cinder blocks joined together. That's no biggie. I'm really quite surprised that I'm not seeing more of it like that. I'm putting the old screens back up. Okay, now we're going around to the north side. Now there's a couple more cracks in the mortar between a couple of the cinder blocks there. That on the northwest corner of the soffits and eaves. That looks pretty shabby. That really ought to be done or redesigned or something. Get up there. Get in there. Yeah, I dropped some salt. I'm sure glad that I didn't hit the sidewalk with her. I'm sure glad I didn't hit that cement thing, or I'd be crying right now. Anyway, we're still on the north side. Okay. And this is October 15th, 2019. That part of the soffits and eaves don't look too bad. This window casement doesn't look too bad. I mean, what I mean by that is it's salvageable. Now, that back door there, it's probably salvageable too. It just looks like hell. From years and years of neglect. Speaking of neglect, the back stoop here, it's salvageable, but it really needs to go. Now there's a good example of a crappy soffit and eave. Still no real obvious damage to the foundation, out here anyway. We get underneath. Goodness. Now that sounds scary. Might find something different. This is looking okay. It's salvageable. I mean, all that stuff right there, and where it's sagging down and has gaps, that's something we can fix with fairly minimal expenditure. The windows all seem to be fairly intact. The soffits and eaves seem to be the most in need of like immediate attention. Maybe tomorrow I'll climb up on the roof and change my mind. Now I've covered the entire circumference of the house, and I don't see any, from out here anyway, I don't see anything that's just crying to be torn down and rebuilt. Okay, I'm going to stop this one and then go inside. Okay, this is October 15th, 2019. The old Davis residence and the new Kent retirement place. Okay.